Hi, I'm Mrs. Parsons, head of Year 8. Most of you will remember me, or we've had some kind of communication during last year over Year 7. And I just want to go over some things with you with regards to what we've got to look forward to in the coming year. And just to remind you about a few points with regards to the school and the students. So first, I'd just like to say how well they have settled into this year. After last year being on the same corridor for the whole academic year and not moving around the school and knowing where to go, they have made a fantastic start. I think a number of them that I've spoken to have said how much they prefer the fact that they can move around the school. They're finding the way. Maybe some are still getting a little bit lost here and there, but gradually they're knowing where to go to their lessons, and they seem to be really enjoying how school is now we're getting back to some kind of normality. So I hope that this is the beginning of the rest of the year and that we have a lot of positive things to look forward to. Now, I just thought it was important to remind you of the support that is in place for the children within the school. So I'm head of year, so my job and my role is to oversee everything that goes on with the year, and I am the top of the point of contact for the year group. Mr. Lampert, I know a number of you have had conversations and emails with Mr. Lampert over the previous year. He is our assistant head of year and he is in charge on a Friday. So if there are any problems and you need to contact the school on a Friday, please either go to Mr. Lampert or Miss Little, who is our student support officer. Now she is doing the role that Mrs. Gavigan did so well last year, and she will oversee the day-to-day running of the students, getting messages to them and ensuring that everything is going okay. Miss Little sits in an office which we call the Student Services. All the students know where that is, and that's where all the student support officers are based. So if there are any problems and they're looking for Miss Little and they can't find her, there are other members of staff in there that can support them and that they can also talk to. As well as that, we have the form tutors, and we know that they see them every single day. They offer them support, they give them guidance, and we're also going to talk later on about what they are doing with them in that time that they have with them each day. I also know that lots of you are from home are contacting the form tutors when you have questions and queries, and that's exactly what we would like you to do. Another important person that you may need to contact at some point is Mrs. Martin, who is our lead Senko at the school. So if you have any queries or you want a little bit more information or a bit concerned about how the young person at home is getting on academically and you think you would like to get them tested for something, then Mrs. Martin is the person for you to contact. I just put the email up there for you if you would like that. Communication at school. There's so many different ways that we communicate, either us to you and you to us. So these are the ways that you can get in contact. Firstly, there's the form tutor. You should all have their email address, which is a quite quick and easy way to get in touch. We also have the Year 8 team, so that's myself, Mr. Lampert, Miss Little, as previously mentioned. There's also the head of department. So if you have a query with regard to a particular subject, the first person to contact would be the teachers, and then from there, if need be, it would be the head of department. You can find the teachers that your young person has from Doddle, and they should know who they have as well. If not, please email inquiries and they'll be able to forward it on to the relevant member of staff. From the Academy, we send lots of information out to you by newsletters, In Touch, which is when we send a message home en masse to everybody, social media, so we've got the Facebook page that we use, so also Twitter, we have emails, we have letters, and we also have the principal's weekly message that goes out. It's really useful for you to make sure you're reading the information so that you're up to date, what opportunities there are for the young people within the school, and obviously any messages that were needed to send out. One thing we've introduced this year is called Telling the School. Now, we are fully aware that there are things that the young people see around the school that they may not be happy about, or they may feel as if there's something that they need to talk to somebody about themselves, but they don't really know how to approach somebody. So we've introduced Telling School. Around the school, there's lots of boxes, as you can see in the image, and what it is, it's where the young people can write down a message and they can post it into that box. At the end of every single day, one of the student support officers, they go, they collect all of this, and they will read it, and it will be actioned upon in the way that we feel is necessary. The students have all been given guidance on how to use this and the appropriateness of what we want to go in there, and we think it's a fantastic tool. There's also the email address, tellus@australia-longsands.org, that they can also email in if they have any questions or any concerns that they want to raise. We really would like the students to buy into this, because I know that at times when we've spoken to students, they say they didn't want to come and tell somebody, or they were fearful that somebody would know that they've spoken to somebody. And this is a great way that they can get that message across without feeling they have to find somebody and do that face to face. Be great if you can talk to the young people about that at home. The address underneath is an app that we have found and has been sent to us, and that you can buy, and what it is, it enables you to see what your young people are doing with regards to social media and on their phones. You can track and monitor what they are doing. The reason we've put this on and we're highlighting it to you, because we are aware, as I'm sure you are, there are more and more issues that come about every year with regards to students either misusing the internet or sending inappropriate messages or nasty texts or group chats to people. We at school are obviously trying to deal with the issues as and when we can, but we think it's really important that as parents and carers, you are taking time out to check what's going on with regards to the young people's social media, and this is something that has been recommended. So it may be worth taking some time, exploring it, and seeing if you feel it's suitable for yourself to get involved in, to see what your young person's doing. There is a cost to it, but actually a cost to the safety and to ensure your students are being safe using social media may be worth buying into. I have to mention the school uniform. Please just say a huge thank you to the young people at home. I've said praise to them at school. The uniform this year so far is looking fantastic. I think the one small issue is sometimes shoes. We are aware they're not allowed to wear trainers. So can we please just make sure that that is corrected by half term at the latest. But generally, I think we are looking very smart this year. If you do have any questions or queries, please just contact us. Some people like to take pictures and send images in just to check that what they have bought is okay, so they're not going to have to buy something again. Again, that's absolutely fine. We're here to support, and we want to work with you to ensure that we are not having to speak to the students again and again about any kind of issue. I mentioned earlier about what the students do in tutor time. This is the plan of what they do each day. So on a Monday, they have an assembly, which is generally pre-recorded from a member of staff within the school, and each week it will have a particular focus. Tuesday is the student weekly bulletin, so the form tutor will go over positives that have happened, that have been reported about, and things that are going to be happening in the future, whether that's competitions, activities, all of those things that are in the student weekly bulletin. They'll pull out what's relevant for the year group and talk about that, and have an opportunity to discuss with the students anything that they'd like to. Wednesday is Votes for School, which is where they talk about a topic that is prevalent at the time, that's in the news. They have a discussion, and then there's a vote that the students will have with regards to what that topic was. That can then be analysed as a whole school, and the feedback given to the students with regards to what the majority of the people thought and whether they agreed, disagreed. On Thursday, it's Knowledge Organiser, so with that we're trying to encourage the students to do some revision, to do some studying, to look at and plan ahead for their exams, which will be happening later on in the year. Friday is reading. It will either be silent reading, it will be that the form tutor will read. We encourage the students to read out aloud as well, and sometimes it would be reading from the book taken from the internet that will be read out loud. So there's lots of different ways, but we really think it's important we encourage the students to read on a regular basis. We'd also ask you to encourage them to read at home too. Doddle is the app that we use for the homework. Over the last week, some of the students have forgotten passwords, have struggled to get on. If that is the case, we are encouraging them please to go to the Student Support Office where that can be corrected. If you struggle at home and you're struggling and not unable to get on, please contact the school and we can help you with that as well. We don't want students to not be able to access their homework in order not to be able to complete it and end up falling into the C2 system for detentions. So any issues, please contact and please check and talk to the young person at home about what homework they've got, what they've done and when they're going to complete it. Rewards and competitions. Hopefully this year we'll be able to get lots more rewards and competitions happening throughout the school. Lots of it will be tied in with Mr. Powell with regards to the house system, but as always, as a year group, we will try and implement some as well. Last year, hopefully some of you heard about the competition that we had with regard to the football tournament tied in with the Euros. That was a fantastic tournament that lots of the students engaged in, whether participating or watching. We had a Christmas competition, a Halloween competition. So we're trying to get this up and running again as much as we can this year. The golden ticket was one that was given out this week where one student from each tutor group was nominated to be given a golden ticket, and from that they received a reading book and a bar of chocolate. That was a nomination from the form tutor. Finally, here are some key dates that I thought would be important for you to have in your diaries and your schedules. So we have the photographs that are happening on Friday. Now, I have been asked about form tutor photographs. At the moment, we do not have the capacity to do that. I know they missed out in Year 7. The Year 9s did also, but if that can be done in the future, we will look to do that. Other dates, tutor review meetings, mid-year test, we've got the parent consultations next year, and then the end of year assessments. Thank you very much for your time this evening and listening to myself. As I've stated at the start, if you have any questions or would like any further information, please do not hesitate to contact us. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Miss Fox, the Head of English and the Assistant Principal responsible for literacy development across the Academy. I'm going to briefly talk you through some key information about our curriculum and additional support available to students to help them make excellent progress in English. Our Key Stage 3 curriculum introduces students to a broad and rich range of texts from different time periods and culture. In Year 7, 8 and 9, students study one play, one novel and an anthology containing a selection of texts each academic year. Our curriculum plans are available on the Academy website if you'd like more information about the text that your child will be reading. A new addition to our Key Stage 3 English curriculum this year is our fortnightly library lessons. Every 2 weeks, your child's English teacher will take them to our library, where they will have an opportunity to browse, receive support and encouragement to choose a book they will enjoy reading from a wide range of genres, use the computer facilities to engage with Accelerated Reader, and spend some time reading independently for pleasure. Of course, students are welcome to bring in their own books from home to read during these lessons too. All Key Stage 3 students also participate in Let's Think in English lessons, which is a cognitive acceleration programme developed by the Education faculty at King's College London, an organisation we have a long-standing connection with. In these lessons, students will work in pairs and small groups to discover and explore short stories, poems and extracts, which have been chosen because they are engaging for students and provide real challenge. We have in place additional interventions for students who require extra support with reading and writing. We have a primary specialist teacher of reading who runs phonics sessions for students who need some extra help securing their understanding of phonics. Our SEN team also runs a catch-up literacy programme, as well as targeted reading interventions. The library is open to all students during break and lunchtime, and I am based in the library every day at lunch should students need any extra support with English homework. Lastly, we have a wider reading resource on our website which indicates age-appropriate texts linked to what we are studying in English, which students might like to read independently to provide additional challenge and to further develop their understanding of the text we are studying in class. This can be found on our website. Finally, I would like to introduce you to Miss Smith, our Key Stage 3 English Coordinator, who you can contact with any Key Stage 3 English inquiries. Thank you for your time this evening.
My name is Julian Merson. I'm Assistant Principal in charge of Assessment and Moderation. I'd like to talk to you first about homework arrangements for students in Key Stage 3. We use Doddle to record all homework tasks. Parents can access Doddle in order to monitor the homework being given. Students should expect weekly homework in each of the core and foundation subjects. They can also expect homework in the practical-based subjects roughly twice per half term. Homework usually takes around 30 to 40 minutes, and any specific queries about homework tasks should be raised with the subject teacher. One of our key assessment tools during the first 3 years at Longsands is regular testing. We conduct formal tests in each subject twice per year. The results from these tests are reported to parents in the form of a percentage score compared with the median score for all students. This helps to understand how each child has been doing compared with others in the year group. Mid-year tests take place in January, and end-of-year tests take place in June. These tests will take place during normal lessons in the normal classrooms. We consider test preparation to be a really important part of this process, so we devote the week prior to tests to revision. Students and parents are notified of the arrangements for tests roughly a month prior to each test week. This information includes the topics to revise, key revision tips, and any resources that can be used. We do not expect students to revise for tests during holidays. The tests are cumulative in nature, so cover everything learned at Longsands up to this point. This means that students in Year 8 and 9 have to continue to think back through work from previous years in addition to anything they've learned in this year. More details for the mid-year tests will be published at the beginning of December. The pattern of reporting to parents follows 3 progress reviews, which happen 1 for each term. Each progress review includes an attitude for learning assessment for each subject. The second and third progress reviews include the results from the mid-year and end-of-year tests previously mentioned. Parent consultations follow soon after the publication of the second progress review in the spring term. This affords the opportunity for parents to speak directly with subject teachers. I hope these details are clear. Please contact me at Longsands if you have any queries about assessment